Fantasy Fiction Episode 3. My name is Dominic.
I am Josh.
And today we are telling stories about... Josh, what are we telling stories about?
We're telling stories about wizards.
Mm-hmm.
Not mages,
not
sorcerers.
Yeah. They're wizards.
Wizards.
Which we're not entirely sure the difference, but I'm sure a few of you guys out there do. Josh, how was your week?
My week was busy. I was busy this week doing stuff.
Yeah.
Editing and stuff like that. How was your week? I heard that you had fun. You did some fun things.
The Saturday before Labor Day, my brother came down from up north, Northern California. He's staying up there. He's in the Coast Guard, and he had a couple days off, so he came down, and we went to Disneyland with his wife and 1-year-old daughter.
Mm-hmm.
It was very nice.
What can you go on ride-wise with a 1-year-old?
They can pretty much go on any of the Fantasyland rides, but of course they can't go on Space Mountain. But it didn't really matter because all the rides scared her. So
that's the number one reason not to have children. You can't go on Space Mountain.
You can't go on Space Mountain. I actually offered to stay and watch her as they rode Space Mountain, but my little brother didn't want to ride Space Mountain because the last time he went to Six Flags, he felt really sick, and his friends kept making him go on all these rides, and my brother had to go pick him up, and he got home, and my mom wiped his forehead, and he started bleeding from his forehead from nothing. Yeah, I think it might have been something with his
the Fifth Element, when that thing comes. Gary Oldman bleeds.
I think it might have been something with his blood pressure or something.
That's
but he was
crazy.
It was a crazy thing, but he's fine now.
Well, doesn't he jump out of helicopters for a living?
In the Coast Guard.
He fucking saves people, and he's
yeah,
like a hero, and then he can't go on Space Mountain.
Well, he can't go on. He doesn't like roller coasters.
I don't either, actually. So I don't. I'm only making fun of him to deflect the
shame,
your
own shame.
That I feel.
Well, how about we go ahead and tell our stories here, Josh?
Before we do that, a couple people have asked about writing stories and contributing also to the podcast. So a couple of people that we know that we follow on Twitter, that I do on Twitter anyway, Diana Reagan and her husband Dave Frost, not the Dave Frost who's dead, that guy, the guy who died recently, not him.
Okay.
Although that would be pretty cool if she was married to him.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't be cool that he just died, but.
No, but we're happy that she's married to a living human being, right. And they wrote something together.
Right. So I'm going to read an excerpt from that, and then we're going to put it up on Twitter and Facebook, and then we'll link it in the comments of the podcast.
Sounds good to me.
All right, so here it is. Glomp was the horniest troll wizard in all of the Sacklands, but even with his magical knowledge, he couldn't conjure up a partner that would accept his horn and boiled-covered skin. He was just too ugly.
Oh, poor guy.
Glomp rarely made visits to town and spent his days and nights inventing a slave that would cure him of his disfigurements.
Wait, inventing a salve or a slave?
A salve. You're right, a salve. Sorry.
That'd be pretty ridiculous.
I have slave dyslexia. Over time, his horns softened, and instead of standing erect and fierce as they had in the past, became much more embarrassing as they now resembled wilted flowers.
Oh, poor guy.
This story is called The Legend of the Club of Fucks. I believe it's the weapon, episode 2, weapons. So. Well,
that's great. I feel bad for this poor guy who's trying to make a slave to cure him.
I mean, whatever works, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, great job, guys, and we'll post that in the comments and stuff so people can check it out. Thank you for sharing it with you and with us. And if you have stories, feel free to send them over. We'd love to check them out. Okay, well, Josh, how about you tell us your wizard tale? What's it called?
All right, my wizard tale is called Ugla, the first female wizard of Daranos.
Damn, this story's awesome already.
All her life, Ugla wanted to be a wizard, but in the kingdom of Daranos, only the horniest old geezers could learn the ways of the magical arts. Ugla practiced day and night with her magic wand. She also practiced day and night with her magic wand that also casts spells, because magic wand is a vibrator.
So, So in this world, there's vibrators, and then there's magic wands, which are vibrators, but they're magic.
Right. Well, I would think if you were a wizard, you had access to all kinds of, like, magic that's not quite, like we would, like, I mean, if you took a vibrator back to, like, 1350, like, they'd be like, this is magic.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
They wouldn't know what the fuck that was.
Yeah.
They would be happy to have it, though.
Yeah, hell yeah. You become a millionaire.
I'm a millionaire.
Have you seen old dildos? They're crazy.
Dude, they're disgusting.
Let's not think about them.
For right now.
Later.
Ugla had applied to Daranos' most prestigious magical university many times, but each time she just couldn't break through the glass ceiling. In those days, it was called the grass ceiling because glass was, like, really expensive, so people made their ceilings out of grass.
That seems pretty cost efficient.
It's a little more easy to patch up to.
Yeah.
You don't have to hire a guy. Finally, she decided enough was enough, and that she would force her way into Wizard Yale once and for all.
Okay, so Daranos is the world.
Yeah, that's just like the land.
Gotcha.
Like like Azeroth or Middle Earth.
Gotcha, okay.
Or Harry Potter's house.
Gotcha.
Armed with her enchanted magical staff of Orc Taint and her encyclopedic knowledge of really fucking swell spells, Ugla set out to enroll in Wizard Yale. As a man.
No! Is this reverse Mrs. Doubtfire?
This is reverse Mrs. Doubtfire. What's that movie from the 80s? Just one of the guys.
One of
the guys.
Oh, okay. Just one of the wizards.
Think of kind of like White Chicks meets Soul Man. Except with less blackface.
and 100% more whiteface.
Which, ironically, isn't as racist.
No, it's not.
It's good, though. But first, she had to look the part. Cue wizard makeover montage. Ugla, as we all know, was named after the fairest, most boner-inducing pyromancer in all the land, Ugla Jizenstein. She was Jewish. This presented quite a quandary for Ugla, for she too was super comely.
What? What is comely?
Comely's like an old-timey term for, like, really hot. Like, they didn't say, like, oh my god, baby, you're so hot. They used to say that they were comely.
Wait, is that a real thing?
That's a real word, dude. I didn't make that up. I wish I did.
Olden times are gross.
Dude, I'm going back in time and just using that word.
Would you say I was comely?
Your horse is looking mighty comely today.
Get away from my horse.
Oh, man. First, Ugla had to do something about her jizz-inducing face. Most wizards of the day donned a manly beard that symbolized their wisdom. Some braided a small piece of it to also symbolize how many awesome metal shows they've been to. Ugla, of course, could not grow a beard, except for those few months she went sexless and grew a very impressive lap beard. It's disgusting.
That's so gross.
So Ugla set out to gather the finest furs in Daranos. With her fire dagger of breast enhancement, she took to the fields of Daranos to slay 1,000 fur beetles for a suitable beard facsimile.
What are fur beetles? Just hairy beetles?
They're like big-ass, hairy-ass beetles, man.
Ugh.
They're kind of disgusting, but...
No thanks.
She chose fur beetles as they were hypoallergenic. So that's why she picked the fur beetles.
Oh, okay.
They wouldn't
sense.
cause her comely face to get itchy.
No.
We wouldn't want that.
Mm-mm.
After many days and many trips back to the inn, her task was complete. She cast a spell of gluination on the nasty bug pelts, and voila! A kingly woman beard. Just then, Ugla's talking stone rang. The ringtone was every As I Lie Dying guitar solo played simultaneously. Good morrow, Ugla answered. Hi, this is Wizard Yale calling to speak with Sir Ugla. We received notification through Alta Vista, because that's how long ago it was, that your beard qualifies you for a full broom ride to Wizard Yale. It's the stupidest joke I've ever made.
Wizards don't even ride brooms.
Well, you know.
It's canon.
It's canon. It's canon.
canon.
There it is. Oh, shit. Ugla was surprised and elated. Surprised mostly because wizard bureaucracy is usually filled with decimeters of red linen. I don't think decimeters are very long, actually. I accept, she exclaimed. The very next day, Ugla teleported to Wizardiale. The campus was full of wise old sages and young wise old sages.
They offered a broom, but she teleported instead. And I understand why.
Yeah,
but...
I mean, I ain't riding the fucking broom.
Okay.
Get staple or Splinter's staples. Get Splinters
you don't
want
that. Don't want that.
No. Out front stood Dean Miserman and an army of dark wizards usually charged with security of the school and busting wizards for pipe smoking. Did you really think you could get into our all-male wizard school, Ugla? Dean Miserman shouted. It was all a trap, Ugla reacted. Why can't a woman be a wizard? She shouted proudly. All the dark wizards laughed so hard that some of them even farted.
We've been there.
That's happened. Dark minions, attack! Shouted the dean. Magic missiles and energy blasts flew every which way. One dark wizard got hit right in the dick with a magic missile, and it was totally fucking sick. Like that scene from Natural Born Killers. Ugla did her best to stave off the attacks. Her magical barrier was strong. She drew runes of protection all around her and called upon the spirits of Mother Earth to fend off the dark attackers. She cast a spell of transmogrification and turned one dude into Gary Coleman. He's pretty much useless in a fight, so he's out.
Yeah, he pretty much, I mean, yeah, he's not going to do much.
He's dead now, too, so, I mean, he's really useless.
So she's just turned him into a corpse of a celebrity. Take this!
That's like the most powerful spell.
It's just dying spell. It's canon.
It's canon. Her mana was running low, but she still fought hard. Next, she used a spell of disintegration and turned a guy into some really cool sparkly dust shit. It was still not enough. Finally, she mustered all of her mana and magical knowledge for the ultimate attack. She slammed her staff on the ground, and a giant gaping hole in the shape of a vagina ripped open the earth between them. Like a really big vagina with hellfire and shit flying out of it while the breakdown from As I Lie Dying's Defender played. Dozens of dark wizards fell into the enormous queef pit. She had done it.
Oh my god.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, that's also really cool. Also really disgusting.
Not so fast, shouted Dean Miserman. I call on the ancient wizard tradition of magical strip-off, he yelled. An ancient and disgusting practice of magical prowess not used in centuries. Ugla was spent, but she had one more ace up her cloak. Let's fucking doth do this shit, she yelled. The two wizards weirdly began using their powers to take off their clothes seductively. Just as Ugla was about to get fully buck, she cast one last spell of transmogrification on herself. When she dropped her cloak, the biggest, veiniest hog of a dick was just sitting there staring at the dean. The dean simultaneously jizzed and exploded.
What?
The moral of the story is the crying game. And don't be sexist / homophobic / a misogynist, because maybe one day you'll want to fuck another dude.
And you'll get too excited that you'll explode.
And you'll jizz at the same time. Which is pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's an adventure. Life is an adventure.
Life is crazy.
Oh my god. So what happened afterwards? Did she get into did she get to go to wizard school, or is that
she
just
doesn't
like
even need to now? I mean, now she's
clearly, I mean, she can cast a dick on herself.
Dude, if you could cast like a vagina on yourself, holy shit, man. That'd be like the only spell I would use.
That's the only spell.
I mean, right?
Yeah.
I mean, right? Alright, so that was my story. I am very excited to hear your story.
Okay, well, this is Frightnor the Wizard.
Frightnor?
Frightnor. Okay. In the darkest part of the murkiest wood, high up in the highest tower in Orkspire, Frightnor the wizard leaned out his window, bathed in the moonlight, and took a hit off the fattest jay you ever did see. Frightnor was an old wizard dressed in a black hooded robe, and he had seen his fair share of wizard weed, but this was the dankiest, stankiest wizard weed he ever did get a hold of. Damn, said Frightnor, still holding in the hit.
So his voice was all like, damn.
Yeah, it's more like, damn.
Yeah, you gotta hold that shit in.
You gotta hold it in. That's how it works.
Yep.
I told you that shit was next level, said Super Fangs the Bat Beast, who was just flying outside the tower.
Super Fangs. That's the coolest name I've fucking ever heard.
Super Fangs was like most other Bat Beasts, except he had Super Fangs, which he used to fuck dudes up, like pierce their skulls and stuff.
Holy shit.
He had given this particular wizard weed to Frightnor in exchange for lightning wings that were made of lightning and shot lightning bolts out when he flapped them.
Like all the time?
Yes.
Jesus.
Lightning was shooting all over the goddamn place when Frightnor finally exhaled. Makes my wizard skin itch a little bit, though, said Frightnor as he scratched his arm. Just then, a voice below yelled, Frightnor the wizard! It was Slorgman, the human head guard from the local town. Slorgman was angry all the time and super ugly. He had an extra eyebrow, which made his angry face even more angry and ugly.
Like a third eyebrow?
Yeah.
That would make anyone look angry.
Oh my god. I mean, you would just be pissed off all the time looking butt-ass ugly.
Yeah, you would look like shit.
He and about 20 of his equally angry, ugly men stood outside the tower's door. We told you no more smoking wizard weed. We made it illegal. You're breaking the law. That's illegal. Eat 100 hot dick sausages in hell, you fart, Frightnor replied. How dare ye? That's it. We're coming up there. Hey, is that Super Fangs up there with you? And does he have lightning wings? That's 100% illegal! Super Fangs, you're under arrest for breaking the awesome law that we made so no one was a cool guy and everyone was on the same level. Those wings are too awesome. You're going to Bat Beast jail.
Man, these guys sound like real fucking downers, man.
Yeah. Lightning bolts! Yelled Super Fangs as he flapped his wings really hard, and giant lightning bolts shot down and hit 2 of the guards. It electrocuted them so bad that their skin melted off, and they quickly turned into skeleton warriors.
Dude.
Fight, my bony brethren, said Super Fangs. And the skeletons cut off 2 other guards' heads and ate them and burnt fire on another guard's face, which also melted and turned into a skeleton warrior.
This seems like just like a never-ending cycle. It's like Pandora's box of skeleton guards at this point.
Well, you know, skeleton guards, they don't take no shit. They'll just fucking cut off a guy's head. They don't have any emotion, you know.
That's true.
Cursed fiends! Shouted Slorgman as he cut the skeletons down. The rest of the men kicked down Frightnor's door and ran into the hall and began ascending the stairs. Oh, hell no, said the wizard, doobie in mouth as he grabbed his staff. It's motherfucking wizarding time!
That's a pretty good catchphrase.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wonder who made that up.
I don't know. It's really
Josh. Keep on wizarding.
Keep on wizarding.
Frightnor's staff was one of the most famous staffs in Orkspire. It was made of twisted oak that had every one of Frightnor's girlfriend's names carved into it, along with whatever nasty things they did together.
Is there like examples? Are you gonna get into that?
No, I didn't.
What would be one though? Like what would be the nastiest one?
Be like 69 in the world tree.
All right. Decent.
187 in a witch's tower.
that now we're getting nasty.
Now we're getting nasty. Frightnor had several hundred girlfriends, all of them babes, many of them orcs.
Oh my god.
At the top of the staff was a demon's eyeball covered in purple flames. It could talk from time to time and was chill with Frightnor because they both dig on the heavy jams.
Mm-hmm.
Inside the eye's pupil was a mirror that if you looked closely into, you could see who your next girlfriend or boyfriend would be.
That would be the best staff of all time.
That's how Frightnor got all his girlfriends.
Ancient Chinese secret, huh?
Ancient wizard secret. I'd love to stay and kill some of these dumb guards with you, but I got to jet. I told this fine-ass dragon I'd smooch up on her this evening. Peace, Frightnor. And Super Fangs the Bat Beast flew into the evening, starting a forest fire with his lightning bolts that would last for several days.
Jesus.
It was not a wise decision.
No.
Y'all ready for this? Spoke the staff. Heel yes, said Frightnor, and he kicked open the door and descended down the spiral staircase. 2 guards were immediately across from the wizard. Eat shit, you dick-licking, no-dick-having, lack-a-cock-dickless motherfuckers.
Holy shit.
He said out of the corner of his mouth, and he shot one of the guards with a lightsaber spell that cut him clean from head to tail.
That's cooler than the pussy spell. Making yourself have a pussy, that's way cooler than that spell.
Lightsaber spell, because you know what it is.
it's in the description. It's in the name.
It's in there. The body split and fell into 2. The other guard peed his pants so hard that all the water in his body left through his dick. His skin stretched tightly over his bones as he emptied. He stood there motionless. Frightnor walked up and punched his head and it turned to dust.
Holy shit, man.
Looks like it's time for you to hit the old dusty road, said Frightnor.
And he's full of catchphrases.
And he kicked the rest of the body off the staircase, which turned to dust as well. Yeah, well, that's, it's kind of Frightnor's deal.
Dude, if I was a wizard, I mean, I guess, I would do that,
Yeah, why the hell not,
You got a lot of time on your hands.
Who's gonna, make funny, who's gonna, give you shit for, making up some sick-ass catchphrase for yourself? You're a wizard, you can cast spells.
Probably those downers from the beginning.
Dude, the Slorg man? Yeah,
Slorg
probably.
Man?
Probably make it illegal because it's too goddamn cool.
God damn it, I hate it. I hate them. I hate those guys.
Frightnor encountered 2 more guards, swords drawn. The wizard pointed his staff and yelled, "Black hold!" And one of the guards turned into a black hole and died.
Holy, that's fucking even cooler than the lightsaber spell.
The other guard grabbed onto the wall to prevent himself from being sucked into the hole. "Please, Frightnor," said the guard. "Please don't let me get sucked in there. I promise I'll never bother you again." But Frightnor would not hear his plea because he tapped his staff 2 times and some black metal started to play really loud.
Fuck yeah.
The guard screamed as his flesh was ripped from his bones and sucked into the black hole. Then his blood followed by his organs until he was just a skeleton standing there. The hole closed, then burped, and the burp caused the skeleton to fall apart.
That's perfect. That could be in a storyboard. That's in a movie.
Yeah, that's what I thought about when I was writing that. I was like, yeah, that could be a thing.
That's like a comic. You could draw that. Totally.
Frightnor continued down the stairs and into his really long hall with super awesome wizard artifacts in it. Still smoking his wizard weed, when a flash of light caught his eye and suddenly he was disarmed. Slorgman had thrown one of his steel ultimate frisbees, which hit the wizard right in the hand. The music stopped abruptly. "Yes! Seize him, guards!" shouted Slorgman. "Damn!" cursed the wizard as he began to itch all over uncontrollably. The weed was still having the effect on him. The guards surrounded him and forced him into an execution kneel. "You shall be sentenced here for my men, in your hall of wizard artifacts, Frightnor the wizard. I condemn you to death!" Slorgman raised his stupid-looking sword, and just as he was going to strike the wizard, Frightnor let out a piercing howl. Frightnor, with the sudden strength of 10 men, stood and threw all the guards back. His nails, nose, and ears grew long as hair sprouted from everywhere.
Oh my god.
The guards regained their footing and could not believe what they saw. Before them stood Frightnor the Wizard Wolf.
Dude, that's even cooler than a regular wizard.
Frightnor howled again, right at a guard, and his head exploded and some of it got in Slorgman's mouth.
Oh my god.
"I'm a motherfucking wizard wolf and I'm high as shit!" yelled Frightnor. "Kill him," Slorgman demanded. His guards, all reluctant, stood shaking. Frightnor leaped at them and began peeling off their faces and eating them. One tried to run away, and the wizard wolf threw an ice ball at him, which turned him into a block of ice that slid, hit the door, and shattered into ice blood everywhere.
Oh, man.
Oh, fuck this. It's taco night, said the remaining guards, and they ran out the door.
Smart move.
Come back and fight, Slorgman yelled after them, but they were gone. When he turned around, there he stood face to face with Frightnor the wizard wolf. Slorgman threed himself, peed, and pooped.
He threed himself. Holy, I'm gonna three myself right now. It's too good.
If you can make someone three themselves, you become president.
You can put it on your resume at least.
Made guy three himself. Ask for details.
You're hired.
Slorgman pled. Frightnor, look, I'm sorry, okay? How about you just stop smoking so much wizard weed and we won't bother you anymore, okay? Sound good? Before he could say another word, Frightnor punched through his chest and ripped out his heart. The wizard wolf looked it over, and it caught fire with a green flame. He then grabbed one of his wizard bongs and stuffed it in it. Legalize it, said Frightnor, and he took the biggest hit he ever did smoke off Slorgman's heart. Slorgman screamed as he caught fire and burned down to a black charred skeleton. Smoke weed every day, said Frightnor, and he slammed his door shut, and the black metal came back on. The end.
Dude, that is fantastic. Nice job. Good job.
Thank you.
I like how both of our stories had, like, a message.
Like, a message and a really big standoff at the end.
Yeah, oh my, you have to have a huge, like,
if it's going to be wizards, you're going to have them go at each other like that.
Absolutely. This is a good third episode. I think this is the best one.
I don't want to say, this might be the best episode yet. These are two great stories.
I think so.
Someone grew a giant dick in yours.
Yeah.
And someone got their heart smoked out of a bong.
I can't believe, like, that's like the coolest way to smoke weed. I mean...
Yeah. You know he got high as shit off that.
Oh my god, it's just like a perfect hit. Like, the perfect hit.
How about we talk about next week? What do we want to do for next week, Josh?
Oh, next week we are gonna... We're gonna get 40s, right? And we're gonna drink 40s.
You and I are going to go to the store separately. You
Yes.
in outside of Philadelphia, me in Los Angeles.
Yes.
And get a 40 of our choosing. I might get Mickey's.
I'm gonna get fucking Old English, probably.
Oldie.
Whatever's
Maybe I'll get an
shittiest.
Oldie. If you're gonna get an Oldie, I'll get an Oldie, and we'll call it ale.
Ale. We'll call it mead.
We'll call it mead. And what's
mead.
what's our prompt there?
We have to tell a story that takes place in a tavern, correct?
That is true.
Yes.
So hopefully you guys tune in next week. Thanks you so much for listening to the show and enjoying it. We love your comments on Facebook and Twitter. If you haven't seen it, a friend of ours, Ryan, drew this amazing illustration of Throm from the first episode. It's up on the Facebook page and somewhere on the Twitter.
It's so good.
Gotta check it out. Check out his website. We'll put that in the comments too. It's amazing. And thank you guys for listening and enjoying it. We love this. We love doing this. So we're so stoked you like it. And leave comments because we love your comments. We read them all. They're awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
But until next week, Josh.
Keep on wizarding.
Keep on wizarding.